between Duck Duck Goats and Rogue Knights. We'll be starting on Oasis, and tonight I'll be joined by the lovely Timepiece.
Hi! I'm excited to see these two teams go head to head. I've heard nothing but good things from Rogue Knights and from Duck Duck Goats. So I'm excited. Especially with the lineup that they have on both teams. And already we see them choosing some characters. We see Alfara pop up for Rogue Knights. But maybe they're tricking me.
I don't see anything yet.
Well, they chose characters.
Make sure it didn't get moved to a different button or unbound.
Yeah, good thing you're pausing and checking that before too.
It would be extremely unfortunate for someone to DC and then us realize we don't have a pause button.
Like,
Hello, Riley Dino.
Alright. See, I told you. Rogue Knights already see to run. With the Winston Ball, we have an Ashe, and yellow is on Zen. And then on Duck Duck Goats, we have Lee on Reinhardt, which is not surprising. We have Hungo on Zarya, Fahad on Mei. Oh, Hungo changed to Diva. We have Joker on Sombra, and KDB on Lucio with Pop-Tart on Moira. And Ying on Rogue Knights changed from Ball to Diva. Alright. Already we see both teams pushing straight to point, but we see Rogue Knights go right side instead. Securing the high ground immediately.
But the Goats opting to sit on this right side of the objective, kind of hide away from Rogue Knights.
Which is not a bad move at all.
Rogue's gonna start using this Pharmercy to look over this obstacle in their way, this building. Using the Sombra though, hacking far out of the sky. That's gonna be an easy pick for Joker. But Sean does find a pick on the Pop-Tart before they head out. That's a really good pick actually. While being invested here, gonna split off some members of Rogue.
That means Duck Duck Goats
looks like Rogue's gonna commit to this dive here once they get the DMAC, and Eldritch able to get the pick onto the Sombra after the dive goes through. This was sort of favoring Duck Duck Goats at first here, but Eldritch able to get the couple picks they need to swing it back their way and force Duck Duck Goats back out.
That support pick right there was a huge turn to their advantage. They didn't only get Pop-Tart, but they also got KDB, who swapped to Brig to try to counter their dive.
Rogue really favoring this high ground approach, which, if you're running dive, makes a lot of sense.
Can you blame them, right?
Right.
Fahad swapped to Echo and Katie swapped to Mercy for Duck Duck Goats.
Duck Duck Goats seems to be waiting on this Ashe to get a pick here with Joker, and it's burning a lot of time off the block that Rogue's just sort of been sitting up here. Ying is really low on health though, so they're gonna have a hard time engaging. They're gonna have to push in though. Eldritch, they give up the point for free though. Eldritch able to get a pick on the Joker, but before Joker gets out, they take away Sean. That's a lot of damage missing. Cat able to get the res though, but it doesn't matter. Now the ground cleanup's happening. Duck Duck Goats have the favorable ground comp here. Sean's back in the fight, able to get a pick on the Pop-Tart. That's a lot of healing now gone. Bob invested. Looks like it's going to be charged off point by Lee, and they get the res on the Pop-Tart. Now their sustain is back, but Lee is in trouble. They're getting cornered over here by the streets. Diva comes over to help, but gonna be left immediately, and now the support line, their Moira and Echo being chased off point. Bomb being invested here, not gonna find anything, unfortunately.
And it looks like these, we have ults coming up on both sides.
Able to get an early pick on the Lucio.
Here. And that's huge. That's a huge pick.
That's, yeah. Able to prevent them from really heavily getting in, but looks like we're going to go ahead and see Primal pops here on the side of Eldritch. Barrage being used. This could be the turn here. Not going to happen. Only finds Fahad, but they lose their Diva in the process. Duck Duck Goats getting really, really aggro here. Using Bomb just to remech here. Knowing that if they can get that mecha back, they should be able to at least have a decent recontest for this, what I assume to be final fight. And they do have the ulti-co advantage on the side of Duck Duck Goats.
That bomb was fine to use since they do have so many ults on the side of Duck Duck Goats, but was it worth it? You had already won the fight.
Just to kind of exist here to deny Rogue any chance to come in. Rogue opting to kind of poke here. Oh, but between Fahad and... Oh no, it was Fahad. Sorry, I was looking to see who was the monkey on the goats, and it was a duplicate. Bob being invested here by Rogue Knights. It's got a decent position. It's forcing Duck the Goats to sit on this side of the point, but a huge shatter coming in from Lee, able to knock down most of the members of Rogue.
There's
and KDB getting a really good res in the Fahad. That's a lot of damage coming back. But Eldritch and Brown able to find a few picks, and that's going to open things up. Brown on the Ash, going to start opening this fight way open for them.
I was gonna say Brown popped off right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're seeing huge picks from Brown, especially on the side of Rogue Knights, and we are constantly seeing him pick off the support, pick off the DPS, and then allowing that team, Rogue Knights, to focus down their tanks, Duck Goats tanks, with.
We do see Fahad swap to Doom. I wonder if that was a potentially stall pick that they're just going to commit to, or if this is genuinely, they believe they can get a quick pick here and break this fight open again. He's going to push the team in from the right side. Bomb being invested. Is he going to find anything? It does get yellow.
But he's
using the leap cooldown. Duck the Ghost choosing to get really aggro here. Bomb invested by Rogue. It's going to find KDB. That means there's no res available for this team anymore. Deaths are permanent, and that's going to be huge in what is potentially this last fight. Coalescence being invested here to keep Duck the Ghost healthy in this small corridor.
That's smart.
That's a huge shatter finding the tank line from Lee, but I don't know if they've got the damage to truly follow it up. Eldritch is only at half health, getting the healing they need to stay in this fight. Fahad uses punch, it's not going to find anything. Looks like it was just to kind of find a new angle, but in this time that they're gone, Fat's going to find another res on the ground. That's done a lot of work for them. Sean able to get a pick onto the Baby D, but we won't be seeing a remake here. It looks like Rogue should be able to clean this up once they finally... Yeah, there goes the Doomfist. This should go the way of Rogue.
Yep. And you could tell during that fight, once Cat pulled off that res on Brown, and Brown threw out that bob, it was kind of over for Duck Goats.
Yeah, they finally got the ultimates to start swinging their way.
And you are able to see such good ult management on both sides, Duck Goats and Rogue Knights, and you can see Rogue Knights is not sticking with their comp. They're gonna go double shield with the Sigma, and then you see them alternating, Brown alternating between Mei and some other character. Sean on Junkrat, you have Cat on Moira, and Lucio for yellow.
I do believe this composition from Duck Goats may yield better results as far as the composition war goes. Just because the Ryan Zarya is so strong on University, it's one of those kind of King's Row-esque maps where you always want to find in. But I say that, and immediately Lee gets knocked down, and both of the tanks get frozen here, forcing Rogue to kind of fall back, and now Dr. Goats pressing aggressive so much. Able to get a pick thanks to Sean. But now both Reinhardts are out of the fight. I see their Doom is trying to get an early pick on one of the supports, able to hit everybody, but not actually secure a kill. Point presence, and there it is, there's the kill. They finally find yellow. Point presence currently secured by Duck the Goats, but no point advantage yet. No percentage going their way. Finally, it looks like Rogue are going to try and get out of this fight, regroup. Duck the Goats will be the first ones to capture this objective here at University.
And you know, I was going to say, I don't know if Fahad's swap to Doomfist was the move, but especially with this swap on Duck Goats' DPS, this Reaper Doomfist combo, I'm in love with it. I like it. It's working for them.
I think it's going to be a lot of that Zarya helping out Doomfist, because they'll be charging into a Mei and a Junkrat. That's going to be really tough for Doom to do alone.
Those bubbles,
so it's going to be a lot of teamwork coming in between Hungo and Fahad to really maximize the value of this defense. Nice stun on the Lee, forcing them back a little bit. Wall coming in, trying to block off the team, but doesn't quite fully block that choke. Blizzard invested here. Not going to find any numbers, it looks like, but it does force the team back on the point that Lee falling early is not going to help Dr. Goats here. Fahad caught out, able to find their way back to their Moira, but it's not enough.
And it's just Zarya on point for
Sound barrier invested here. Both sound barriers invested. Riptire coming out. Gonna find 3 members!
Nice. That's a huge pick. That's both supports down for DuckDuckGo.
Oh,
and you see Brown swap to Sombra. To try and kind of help.
Trying to think of what that is supposed to counter. Well, now you have Joker and Echo. Both of these are heroes that kind of get immediately removed. Like, their value becomes almost 0 once you hack them.
It's almost like brown red DuckDuckGo's mind, right?
Joker with an early pick on the Sean, though. That's most of the damage now gone due to the Sombra swap. Fahad coming in, harassing the tanks at an off angle. Grab used, finds Yellow and Ying. Not going to get a kill off of it, but that does separate them from Eldritch, and now he does get a support. Falls. Both Coalescences being invested here. Res from KDB brings Joker back into this fight. Shatter not going to find anything. Oh, no, sorry, it just immediately killed Moira. I looked down on the ground to find somebody stunned and didn't see it.
Yeah, that's... Wow, even with this Sombra pick or swap, it doesn't seem like it's helping too much because you have KDB here with the instant res, but Sean swaps over to McCree to try to help
Sean with an early pick onto this Echo. That's gonna hurt.
And it's helping. And you see the team
Shatter
kind of split here for a moment.
Only gonna find KDB, but if they can get the pick off on it, well, Lee finds Yellow instead. Lee almost dead though. Gravitic Flux being invested here and EMP being used, negating any shields. And all of a sudden this goes back the way of Rogue. DuckDuckGoats though, only 5% off of a victory. Right? This is basically one fight territory for Rogue Knights for the rest of this fight. They lose any more fights and this goes the way of DuckDuckGoats.
Yeah. But we do see Echo on the side of DuckDuckGoats building up duplicate, but Joker has Barrage, Katie almost has Valk, whereas Rogue Knights doesn't really have that many ults. You have High Noon and that's about it, unless the rest of them can build up their ults fast.
Joker did get picked early there, and Sean though gonna fall now, and the spawn advantage will go the way of Joker. And Coalescence being used now. DuckDuckGoats wants to get really aggressive. Rogue trying to give them the win they need. Fahad dupes the Reinhardt. Now Eldritch is in trouble. They use the Shadow, but it's not going to find anything. Barrage being invested here, also not going to find anything. Fahad in trouble, gets de-duped, I guess you would call it. But now the picks are going the way of DuckDuckGoats.
Huge.
Sean with a huge Deadeye, but it's not going to be able to touch the point to buy them any time to get back, unfortunately, and that will be DuckDuckGoats taking University. DuckDuckGoats not willing to yield just yet. They still have enough left in the tank to take one.
You could kind of tell what their strategy there was from a third-person perspective. They were just saving up all their ults since it was only one fight territory for DuckDuckGoats. They were just saving up their ults to pop them at the end, and you know that helps. That works.
It absolutely does. They were able to just completely overwhelm Rogue there at the very end between just popping 3 ults on them in a row, and then once they backed up, they had even more to throw at them.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see. I haven't seen too many combos from Zarya. Like, they haven't really comboed any ults with Grav. Have they?
I think that's because at the time you really only had the Coalescence or the Barrage to put into the Graviton.
Right, but I think Grav and Coalescence are pretty powerful.
That is a very powerful combo, but I think they were just trying to use it more supportively. Brown gonna find an early pick on the Echo here, though. That's gonna slow DuckDuckGoats down a little bit. And now they're trapped in this room, and Eldritch able to go in with the Winston and get so much cleave damage. Gonna be backed out, though, and Ying gonna get demeched here. That could spell trouble for Rogue. And Hungo gets a late pick on the Eldritch, but now the picks are just trading. So I'm going to say, you can't leave this Junkrat unchecked, though, in this small corridor. They will do a lot of damage with those grenades.
Right. Right, and we see, I think it's interesting that we see Rogue Knights pull this Far Mercy rather than, did they pull the Far Mercy in the beginning? Was that Rogue Knights or DuckDuckGoats?
It was Rogue Knights, I believe.
then I like to see the Far Mercy a lot.
Joker taking an
it's
off
working
angle here,
for
coming in
them.
through the building, just trying to chuck grenades up onto the high ground without being looked at. But the team immediately started looking at them, so they backed off. But in the meantime, DuckDuckGoats finds their way to a sort of flank angle, taking the right door. This one is the one that belongs to Rogue Knights. And the Doomfist coming in, kind of forcing Eldritch away. They jump up onto the high ground, and now DuckDuckGoats has complete control of the point. They've flipped it. So now Rogue are in this fight to take back what they already claimed. I think their picks are going back and forth. Coalescence being used. Red getting invested here. Bob throwing in.
Definitely towards DuckDuckGoats
This
now.
is definitely leaning DuckDuckGoats. Brown's just trying to get a pick on their way out here. They used Bob too, so they won't have that coming back to this next fight, unfortunately. Brown gets rezzed here by Cat, but I think, yeah, Cat falls because of that res.
But seeing how Rogue Knights just stayed on, they hesitated. They stayed on high ground when their entire team was able to do that whole back and forth with the team fights. But they hesitated and stayed on high ground for some reason, which gave DuckDuckGoats the advantage.
Oddly enough, they've got the Doomfist on Pharah duty right now. Really good pin there on the Ying. That's going to immediately get them demeched. But Eldritch and Sean able to do some work while they're focused on this D.Va and Mercy. Eldritch popping the Primal Rage to try and bully the Zarya off the point, and they do! They get the boop kill as they get grabbed!
And I think what they're doing here with Fahad is they said, you know what? Who's your main, Fahad? And it looks like he plays mostly Doomfist, and they were like, just go ham.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. And it's
That
working
works
for them.
I mean, we've seen it in the Overwatch League with Blase from the Outlaws, not able to really get as much done on the meta heroes as they do on their Doomfist.
Yeah.
Fahad using the short punch here to kind of get a positional advantage, but they saw him do it. They're pushing in on them. Fahad's not going to be able to escape here. The entire team collapses on them. And DuckDuckGoats is using Coalescence for healing here, or I think they are. I'm not quite sure what this Coalescence is being used for. I think it might have been the Valkyrie Mercy. But now it looks like Rogue have been forced into this room. They're having a hard time pushing back out because of the Doomfist. Ball being thrown on their point just to keep contesting. Doom looking for an early pick and finds one on the Cat. Brown between Brown's Ash and Bob. It's just...
You know,
like
Brown's gameplay tonight has just proven himself over and over, and you already see DuckDuckGoats swapping immediately. They're just trying to get to a point as fast as they can. But it's not going to be enough.
The Rogue Knights will be taking map 1. Good series, really back and forth.
Right? And we're going to see this huge tires play of the game.
These instant tires lately have been so powerful.
Yeah.
I think there would be a point in time in the past where a lot of teams would advise that you don't dive into the back line by yourself to solo ults, but nowadays with Junkrat, it's more than possible and usually will net you a 2 to 3k at the very least.
I think it's pretty interesting how many Junkrats we've seen, and I mean lately in the series, and it's working. Like, the amount of burst damage that he's doing is just constantly wrecking the teams.
Next we'll be moving on to
interested.
Hollywood. This is a map where the dive comp that Rogue Knights has been running so far could really favor them. Do we have any swaps coming through for the teams?
We do. We have that on the side of Rogue Knights. They're doing Eldritch and Jacob for tanks.
Okay.
And then the DPS is going to be Chaotic and Sean. And then we have Cat and Knight for the support.
I think they're going to have to tell me who Jacob is. Unless Jacob joined.
Who is...
This one belongs to Dr. Goats.
Who is Jacob? Hehehe. And then that's Ying. Okay, yeah, so they're gonna keep the tank line the same. They're gonna change yellow out for Knight on support and chaotic out for brown.
Okay.
So let me just check that SR real quick. Okay. And they said Knight for support.
They're here in knee. They're just not in yet. Score is currently 1-0 to Rogue Knights.
And then you already swapped it for them. Cool. I'll just look over this. Gara's tank, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I will look at overhauls. He's playing DPS. 3097. Okay. All right. They are legal. Let's see, do we have readies from both teams? Okay, Duck Goats gives us the ready. We're just waiting on them. Oh my goodness, why are you barking? It's not the time. It's not the time.
That's when the doggos always bark. They wait till we're casting, then they get us.
They get us like animals. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But I'm actually really liking, because every time I say Pharmercy, like, you know how much I talk about how much I love Pharmercies. But they're actually, on the side of Rogue Knights, they're actually wrecking it as Pharmercy, especially with the DPS duo that they keep on doing. From last map, we saw Brown and Sean just going head to head. Sean would get picks, Brown would get picks. Sean would get, like, they were the perfect duo. So I'm interested to see how Chaotic is gonna mix into all of this with his DPS. And then on the side of Duck Goats, I'm interested to see what Gara's gonna play. I feel like Lee, you know, we kind of know, like, he's gonna play Reinhardt. But I'm interested to see what Gara is gonna play. And then Overhaul, I bet, is gonna play McCree.
Yeah.
And can we talk about these support lines that we keep seeing? Like, it's crazy. Like, the fact that they keep on going into these team fights and just keeping everyone up, like, with the amount of damage that we're seeing and the flanks that we're seeing getting focused on to the support, it's kind of crazy. I know that their heart must be, like, pumping out their chest.
Yeah, when you're running these, like, brawl comps with Doomfist and Pharah and Junkrat, there's just so much damage being dished out to both sides. It's so much work for support to keep up with.
This is interesting. On the side of...
not at all what I was expecting to see from Rogue Knight. But they're gonna run this...
Yeah, on Rogue Knight, this is crazy. I didn't know I've played Oasis. But I'm interested. This is kind of cool. But we see Sean pick up the Ashe instead of Brown, and Chaotic with the Junk. We have Knight on Lucio, Cat on Mercy, Ying on Sigma, and then on the side of Duck Duck Ghost, Leon, Ryan, Gara on Zarya. Overhaul, like we said, was going to be on McCree, Joker on Ashe, and Mystic Angel on Ana, and Pop-Tart on Mercy. And that Ana can get some 360 scopes, man.
Mystic was actually in trouble there for a second. The Dynamite seemed to have impacted them the most. Fell below half health. Able to get top back off, but actually to fire it. It's gonna be rough for this tank line of Duck Duck Ghost to really get aggro with a McCree and an Ashe.
Yeah, but it looks like Gara is
But Lee able to get an early pick off onto the Junkrat. That's a lot of the damage missing for their team. Able to get the res though, but Eldritch got anti. That was a great job on Mystic Angel's part to open that fight up. Joker able to finish off the kill too. Lee's just getting really aggro. Joker able to win the Ashe duel. Now, Duck Duck Ghost is getting in really aggressive here. They're swarming in on Lee. This tire could be huge, but Overhaul able to knock it out.
They nanoed the Mercy. And they're winning the team fight. Look at that. It's the move. It's the move. They're gonna back up. Rogue Knights is instantly gonna back up. I think this is gonna be Duck Duck Goats. They're just gonna let them have
I do
point.
believe that Rogue Knights will just kind of set up for B, get a stronger defense here.
And you see Duck Duck Goats starting to build up their ults much faster than Rogue Knights is able to. And Gara is just getting aggro by himself.
We've got three members of Rogue Knights here on this high ground, while 3 hold the low ground.
Interesting. But you do have the Ashe pick there that you can snipe them.
Dropping low to help these tanks. They've been forced back a little bit. Sean able to get an early pick on the Mystic, but that should get rezzed up on behalf of Pop-Tart. But Chaotic able to finish on Joker in the meantime, while there was no healing being provided to the team. Now Sean able to pick Mystic again. Overhaul able to get the pick on the Eldritch, kind of extending forward a bit here. High Noon being invested, not going to find anything.
That's tough. Unlucky.
Sean able to get the pick due to a little bit of help from Halt and Rock. I do believe it looks like Dr. Goats wants to kind of pull out here. Pop-Tart able to get another res on the Joker. So like, we're talking a lot about Sean, but also a lot of help being invested here from Goats. They're not allowed to take this card any further just yet.
Yeah, and you see Overhaul swap over to Echo, which I haven't seen him play Echo, so I'm interested to see how this is gonna go.
Gonna go ahead and use Echo to immediately get up here to this high ground, try to take out Sean. Not gonna secure the kill, but luckily Joker gets a pick on the Night Starling. But the Goat's getting aggro here. Looks like they're gonna get punished for it. Supercharger invested here, helping out the Bob and Sean.
Instantly. But the fact that Pop-Tart kind of solo pocketed Overhaul for like a little bit while they flinked behind kind of cost them the rest of their team.
Yeah, there's that lack of healing moving into a Supercharger is hard to work with. Chaotic able to get an extremely late pick on the Overhaul.
And let's talk about Chaotic. Popping off with these picks is Junkrat.
Yes. Absolutely silently doing a lot of work here. Sean is doing a lot of the hit scan work. Unfortunate Dynamite. But Chaotic's really supporting them. They're not letting Sean get flanked. Night Starling a little out of position here. Riptire being invested. Is it going to come up with anything? Chaotic able to find Lee. That's your primary shield for Duck Duck Goats. And Overhaul gets picked up by Sean. Rogue Knights absolutely doing a fantastic job holding here. They realized that they weren't able to get a very good A-hold, but they're making it work here on B. They know they have to get a really good B hold.
Yeah, and Knight over here on support, just killing everyone and supporting the team at the same time. I love it. I love it. Literally, these boofs just instantly killing their team.
Shatter invested by Lee. It's only gonna find the Sigma. Bob gets slept. That's huge. And then Duck Duck Ghost is gonna throw in a bomb of their own, but it goes into the saloon. It's not gonna get any value in there. Now Beat gets used, Gravitic Flux, gonna pick up both the tanks for the Goats. Fortify's gonna save Gara, but the same can't be said for Lee. And Knight Starling is antied here. They're finally gonna fall to Gara, and Overhaul able to get behind them and finally gets a pick on the Sean. Rez gets invested on the Knight though. Now both healers are up. These tanks are gonna stay nice and healthy on the point. That's gonna force Dr. Goats out again.
I don't know if you caught that, but Overhaul tried to duplicate, I think, Orisa, failed, unfortunately, and duplicated Lucio, which got no value. And it looks like, I hate to say, it looks like
Sean's able to get another pick on the Joker. That's going to make it very, very hard for them to push it. And Gara's gone.
Sean
at this point, you're just pushing him for ult charge. Zom's trying to smack this Lucio to get something, but Sean is coming up big tonight.
Yeah, I have no words. Just every time they try to push, you're just getting picks after picks after picks from Sean.
I still, again, I cannot highlight how good of a job the Cat is doing, prioritizing the damage boost on the Sean, but also knowing when to get off of Sean and come back down and heal the rest of the team.
Exactly.
And now, everything's going to be dumped in here by Dr. Ghost. Riptire coming in, but Chaotic Phoenix gets spotted! They lose both their Riptire and their Junkrat. Bob invested by Dr. Ghost, but it gets booped away. Rogue giving up so much ground here, trying to get their respawns back in. It's giving Joker a really good angle. They're gonna find Knight Starling, who was going in the back, I do believe, to try and assassinate Joker. And now Sean finds the pick on the Mystic, but now Joker gets the trade, winning the Ash War this time.
Oh, no. Are they gonna recontest?
I do believe they plan to. That's what this positioning is, to not get them caught in the store. Supercharger invested here.
There we go.
And Sound Barrier. This should go the way of Rogue. And Eldritch popping off again. This tank line removing Dr. Goats from the point. Bob invested just for good measure. Looks like Rogue will hold here on B.
I got scared. I really did. I thought I got scared for your Rogue Knight. I thought Dr. Goats was gonna get that point B and they were gonna have to play for point C, but no, that was super good on ult management there. They just saved everything until point C, until point B, C, you know, the very end.
The turn-in.
And yeah, and just annihilated. There's no other word. Annihilated. Duck Goats. And I mean, honestly, until that point, until that team fight, Duck Goats was playing pretty split. As you had some people, specifically Duck Goats' DPS, trying to flank, not getting anything out of it most of the time, and then just dying and leaving the team fight, which was, you know, basically lost at that point. Unfortunate, unlucky, you know, sometimes teams don't catch on to the fact that they're split, but as a third-person perspective, you can easily see that. And if Chaotic had gotten that tire, it would have been instantly over for them at that point. And they were, I feel like Dr. Ghost was just lucky that they spotted Chaotic and his tire at the right moment. You could see that tire was going to get a 3K, but it, you know, got spotted.
Yeah, they did
a
good job,
second.
like, hearing the voice line and turning just in time to get rid of it. Looks like you're getting another Farm Mercy here, but also two aerial here this time. Yeah, you're also getting 2 off tanks, the Ball and the D.Va here. It's going to be hard for them to push into this Junkrat and this McCree, though. And the D.Va getting demeched early. Lee's going to charge in, getting really aggro here.
Ooh,
you do get the demech on the D.Va, though, so there's not as much damage from the tank line. Eldritch gonna slam down, try to get some extra ult charge here and get back out, I assume, but actually it looks like they're gonna try and stay in. They just want to be this nagging thought in the back of Dr. Cook's mind that he could come up from behind them and just smack them. And it looks like it's working. Lee's going back. They don't have their tank on the front line anymore, and that's allowing Rogue to come in here and kind of just set up shop on this top high ground here. And Chaotic Phoenix able to find an early pick on the overhaul. That's big. They don't have their flashbang for these dive tanks anymore. Beat getting invested. That's going to allow Ball to have so much sustain. However, Joker does get this high ground back, and he's gonna pop tire inside this stairwell. Able to get the team back, should be able to get. Yeah, it does. Gets this pick up to the Baby Diva. Joker may just be able to turn this fight around for their team.
But you see Knight is on him.
Yeah. Sean able to invest a barrage to get rid of the final tank on point for Dr. Goats.
You can see Rogue Knights is playing this chaotic strat here, and it's working for them, especially because you see all of Dr. Goats splitting off to get these characters that are a nuisance, and then you see the rest of Rogue Knights push in onto your team, and then it's game over.
Yep. However,
but
a slightly slower push than what Dr. Goats was able to accomplish here. I didn't even notice the Bastion swap. I am blind. This is so mean. High Noon being invested here, gonna just use it. Not able to actually kill the Bastion, but that's enough damage done to kind of slow this push down for them. Sean able to get a pick on the Lee before they go out, but the pocket's coming through. Not gonna be enough damage done. Sean finding another two.
Sean, I feel like we've spoken about Sean too much. Literally anything he's playing tonight, he's just wrecking on. Bastion, Ashe, like constantly getting picks. He knows that Overhaul is back there, and Echo's gonna go after him as well as Knight.
Grab being invested here, but landmines are gonna tell the rest of Dr. Goats they can't come to it. Bomb being used, able to get blocked by Lee now. Very good job blocking it. Sean able to get the configuration tank off. I don't see very many people play Bastion. I forget his ability names. But yeah, it looks like Rogue's gonna get one of the clear B pushes they've seen on Hollywood.
And you could tell, like, not once that whole push, once they had gotten point all the way down, Dr. Goats wasn't able to contest them at any point to stop that push. It was just a consistent roll through point B. It's crazy.
I don't think anybody was expecting Sean to go Bastion there.
I don't think any of us expected him to go Bastion, but
I mean,
it worked.
You heard me. I just saw them on Bastion. It was like, oh, hey, they did that.
That was huge.
I don't think you expect the pirate ship on Hollywood ever. It's not a pirate ship friendly map.
And it worked. I think that was a very interesting strat and a very interesting comp from Rogue Knights, and it worked! You know, I think what had happened was Rogue Knights realized that Dr. Goat's weakness in this match tonight, I should say, was that they keep trying to flank, and they were like, well, let's just do a chaotic comp. Throw that at their face. And it worked. I mean, look at this. Look at that whole map. Hollywood, it just completely obliterated Dr. Goats, and I hate to say it, but unless Dr. Goats can come back and really, really stick together, I don't know. I don't know how this match is gonna go anymore. Because in the first map, we see them go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it was really great team fights. And it was really, in map 1, it was all about ult management, and Dr. Goats was superior, we could say, in that. But now Rogue Knights knows, like, if you guys are going to keep flanking, we're going to take advantage of that, right?
Exactly.
Especially Sean. Alright, well, what's this next map that we have?
I am currently slotting in the swaps for these teams.
Ah, gotcha. Oh! Would you mind doing me a huge favor once you are done? Would you mind fixing Rogue Knights to ROGU?
ROGU?
Chaotic out here. Yes, in the title, Rogue Knights, you just
Oh.
misspelled it. Chaotic out here in match chat. Yelling at us for it. Ah.
I told you when I was setting up this lobby, I was having a hard time spelling that word for no apparent reason.
You did. And
Once I,
like,
spell
no,
something like
fine.
6 times straight, I just start struggling.
Dang. I don't think you can change the... Oh, do you have the stream title as that too?
Do I?
Do you?
We're gonna find out.
Rocky Top messaging me. Exposing.
No, the stream name should be fine.
Okay, good. It's fixed by somebody now. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, alright, so we see bees. The last round. Oh, okay. Cool. Nice. Jibba got us. But yeah, so interesting lineup we see from Duck Duck Goats and Rogue Knights. Both tank line for both of these teams has been changed. It looks like we're gonna have the same DPS for Duck Duck Goats.
Duck Duck Goats brought in Fahad. I have to swap all real quick.
Okay. But we have Fahad back from map 1. And Missy Tan, did they play her in the previous one?
No, they
one?
just this will be their first map played so far.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we see Missy Tan brought in for Duck Duck Goats support and 7. I'm interested to see what type of lineup for the tanks they're gonna play. It looks like 7 plays Reinhardt and Hungo, maybe Zarya still. So maybe, looks like they'll swap between D.Va and Zarya, so interested to see that. I think it'll be better for them, especially with this map, Hanamura. And then on the side of Rogue Knights, let's see what bees will play. Most likely is gonna play Reinhardt or Orisa. And the last Brown. Wow, is he on the tank line? Interesting. He was on DPS before. Interesting. And let's see the rest of them. Chaotic still probably Junk Reaper.
Okay, so we have readies from both? Yeah.
I believe we do. Just waiting on ya.
Oh, wait, no. Team names. I'll cry if I don't change those.
And both lineups were legal. Just gonna check the last person. Yep, both are legal.
Alright, let's go in.
Okay.
Traveling to Hanamura. Initiating match.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Alright, give me the lineups. Give me the comps. I want to see them. Let me see them. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. I love it. So we see on the side of Rogue Knights, Ryan, Zarya, Chaotic on May, and then we have a Tracer for Rin. So, ooh, interesting. it's gonna be hard for them to play, for DuckDuckGoats to play against that Tracer, especially with the Lucio Mercy that we see on the support line for DuckDuckGoats. Oh, there we have that. Overhaul literally reading minds here. With the McCree, it'll be useful for his flashbang against Rince. Moira Lucio for the support line on Rogue Knights, and then we see on DuckDuckGoats double shield, as we've been kind of seeing with the Ryan on 7 and Hungo on Sigma, and then Fahad on Junk.
Overhaul swaps to the McCree, which is the closest thing I think this team has to a Tracer counter right now.
Right. But Overhaul can be pretty powerful on McCree. It just depends how they're going to play their cards right. And it looks like they're going to go to high ground. Ooh.
Rogue able to get up here.
It's going to be a straight to point.
It's going to be tough for them to push down on the point.
And you have Fahad shooting from the back line.
They're just kind of brute forcing their way in. Yellow able to get a really big pick on the 7. That's not a resable pick either. Missy able to get the res of the KDB, but that's a net heal per second loss. Rogue kind of surgically cutting into this defense here with a fantastic rotation.
I thought that was a pretty interesting rotation, and it worked, especially with what they're running. And it looks like Overhaul's going to swap to a Torb, which, I don't know, it can be a little bit tricky, especially because Rince has been getting picks immediately, already at 90% auto charge, and you weren't really contesting much for Rince with McCree, but Katie is going to swap to
Rogue is just going to push straight up main. They're going to use the Lucio boost just to get them straight over there. Unfortunately, though, Yellow gets caught in a trap, and now Retire being invested. He's going to find 3! That's going to shut Rogue down!
The tires tonight have been on point.
They have.
And I always love when tires go straight from above. I think that's the most effective way to, you know, get a 3K or 2K. Fahad was able to, you know, stop that team push with his ult, but the only ult we see coming up for DuckDuckGoats is Reinhardt's Shatter. Whereas Rogue Knights already has 2 ults coming up on the 3rd ult, 4th ult.
Actually,
with Blizzard.
they should be able to build up to 6 ults in this fight, depending on how long it lasts. Oh,
really?
there's already point pressure being applied.
Oh.
Rince is telling DuckDuckGoats they have to be careful.
And it looks like, see, already they're split.
Yeah, they're
you have
rotating.
2 on point.
Oh, they're just going to drop down main and try to take this fight from down there. Good counter pin from 7. But Brown gets a pick on the KD. That's armor lost. And the Shatter goes through, but Rince with a huge pulse bomb, not able to get any value out of their own Shatter. However, it looks like the Shatter from Rogue doesn't really find anything. They use Grab just to trap the Torbjorn up there and not let them come down and contest. KDB's the last hope for DuckDuckGoats right now. 7 swapping the ball just to get back a little bit quicker. Barely able to avoid the Blizzard. Does get frozen up though by the Mei. And Chaotic is popping off here, able to get the 2 picks. They may need to finally turn this in. Hungo able to get a pick on the Chaotic Phoenix though. That's a lot of stains. You won't have the walls anymore to block off these respawns. DuckDuckGoats are stabilizing here. Molten Core being invested from Overhaul just to try and finally put the cap on this defense.
Wow.
And you don't cap that, but you're only 0.6% away from capping that whole entire objective. Even if DuckDuckGoats does manage to hold this here, like, Rogue has already told them they need to basically complete the map.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught that, but Yellow, Lucio, on Rogue Knights shut down Fahad's tire and ult immediately during that team fight. And really, I mean, we expected this, that Rogue Knights was just gonna have a triangle party, and they got both ticks immediately.
DuckDuckGoats did a really good job stalling. Oh, 7 gonna charge Bees off this high ground here, down into the pit. They have Kuroi though down there, helping them keep them topped off, and 7 unluckily gonna lose their life down there. Not able to get the support they needed. Bomb being invested here on the side of DuckDuckGoats. It's gonna find anything. It does find Yellow, and Overhaul gets to pick up the Bees. Graviton used as well. This should finish this fight up, but Red's able to get 2 picks of their own.
Wow.
The steam mech on the Hungo, it's not gonna be able to do as much as they would like for it to do once you go down to that 1v4.
Grab.
But the steam mech on the
that
Hungo
was
is going to be
huge.
somewhat big. I think Hungo's gonna jump off the map. Yes, I do believe that was the smart, that is the move. You do not want to go into this
Hey, at
next
least he
fight.
didn't get staggered.
Yeah. Don't want to go into this
Sad
next
thing.
fight without your mecha. I mean, there's a lot of swaps being, like, not a lot, sorry. Yellow does swap off Lucio onto the Brigitte, and Rinse swapping off of Tracer on the Soldier. Other than that, though, like, the only ults they have coming up now are Shatter and Blizzard. Meanwhile, like, the Blizzard is definitely an ult you want to eat with that mecha that you did not have formerly.
And I mean, looking at how the match is going, do you really need anything more than a good Shatter Blizzard
Right.
combo to get this last tick?
I mean, I think you could also easily close this out. Like, yeah, I was gonna say, if Overhaul uses Molten Core correctly here, I think that could force Rogue Knight's hand. Oh, that's a 3-man Shatter. That's really big, but
where's
this
the
lava's
May?
really
Oh,
keeping them from getting on point. And now a Shatter comes through from 7, finding the Reinhardt and the May for Rogue. Tyre coming through, not going to get any kills. And Dr. Goat's doing a really good job. This looked like a really tall order from them to begin with, but they're
doing a great job here, holding this point B, especially with like you literally only need one tick from Rogue Knights, but Goats is like, no, you're not even gonna get a chance.
They've done a fantastic job of rotating their ultimates in a way that they've always got at least one online, or at least 2 online. Sorry, this fight is the first one where they'll only have 1 online. I don't think they're gonna build to any more. They might get rallied. And if Fahad absolutely pops off here, they could get a Rip Tire. This Blizzard from Chaotic Phoenix, though, has to be massive. Or you could just get picks, not even use the ultimates. You get rid of KDB, that's big. No armor will be provided to this team anymore. B's immediately going to run the point. Yellow getting the pick on the Fahad, who was just recently revived. Blizzard being invested on the point, that's going to make it really hard for Dr. Goats to invest. And a great wall, preventing the bomb from getting any value at all. All that's left on point now is Hungo and Overhaul. Hungo gets shattered. That's going to lead to a D-Mech. Fahad swap does. Yep, the swap does come through, but immediately picked off. Looks like in the last moments of Hanamura, Rogue is finally going to close out this map. No time in the bank, though. I think that is one of the better outcomes you can ask for, given how that first fight went for if you're Duck Goats.
I mean, I have to say it. I underestimated Duck Goats there, but I literally looked up and Rogue Knights had like 3-4 minutes to push in and get that last tick, and Duck Ghost was, yeah, for real, and Duck Ghost was just like, no, I don't care, throw all the ults, we're gonna combat every single one, and that's exactly what they did until the last second, which was mega unlucky.
They did a good job not panicking and just throwing ults in as they got them. They were actually able to kind of get Rogue Knights into the position they wanted them in, and then started throwing ults at them and comboing really, really well.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm. Oh yes, we see this Bar Mercy come out from Fahad and KDB. And on the side of Rogue Knights, you don't have really any hit scan to combat that other than May, but I don't really count May as a hit scan. But if Rinse pops off as the May, I feel like really for May, she counts as a hit scan if you can pop off.
Yeah, if
and
you're really good. I mean,
Rinse
it's Echo that's going to be really hard for Rinse to kind of predict, but Pharah has a really predictable like movement pattern. It's somewhat easy for like a May player if you know her projectile speed really well to get rid of Pharah.
And this Baptiste though, this Baptiste can definitely help against that Pharah. I mean,
this is going to be really hard though, because you have 3 people in the air that you need to be concerned about: the Pharah, the Mercy, and the Echo.
That's a good
and you
move
can see
from Rogue
that's forced Rogue Knight's hand. They're not even allowed to hold it to choke anymore. They have to take this point fight. And I was going to say, if Fahad is just raining down damage on this window, that's an early pick on the Mercy. That's one of the last people you want to see get picked first on your team. And now, Dr. Goats is just coming in and running Rogue Knights over. They said, we can have the blisteringly fast point A attack too.
Look at that. Oh, bye.
I'm going to reset here. Hopefully gets a good spawn. Yeah, they timed it just right. They'll be respawning just as they cap.
There we go, and we immediately see Rogue Knight swap to double hit scan to combat this Echo and Fahad on Pharah. But that means that you're not really going to have any ults for this team fight, whereas DuckDuckGoats has Duplicate coming up, probably Barrage and Coalescence if they get that in time. As well as Shatter.
Looks like DuckDuckGoats are going to opt for the same rotation. Fahad able to pick off their primary counter. That's going to be huge for DuckDuckGoats. They don't have anything to contest this Far Mercy on the point anymore. Overhaul able to knock out the lamp. And now it's just, it's just a bunch of damage coming in. The ults are going to start getting invested here. Barrage comes out just as I say that, able to find the tank and the support.
They should have had Fahad on Pharah a long time ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That was their secret weapon. They were like, okay, you can get this first 2 points, but watch us with Fahad on Pharah wreck. And that's what they did.
Put themselves in a fantastic position. They have
5
minutes to capture one tick on point A.
Yeah.
They have to do it though, because even though the worst they can do is draw, that still means that they won't come up with the series if they do not get this one tick.
Yeah. I mean, really? Like, what were they waiting on, right? Like, this, I'm impressed. Fahad, I'm impressed. Yep, and they're gonna, I wouldn't blame them for pulling that far again.
Yeah.
I would not blame them.
And it looks like we're gonna see the double hit scan coming out from Rogue to kind of predict it. They know it worked well the first time, they want to do it again.
Yeah, oh, Fahad swapping to Widow? We'll see how that goes. And Hog and Diva. Are they messing with me? Are they messing? No, they're actually gonna do it.
Like the ghost?
Interesting.
No.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3.
Alright, well, especially
I guarantee a swap here. No?
Yeah. No! They're going with it. Okay, I believe. They have 5 minutes.
Yeah, they have 5 minutes there. I guess they're gonna give this a go.
And the Sombra is gonna be a nuisance to
Overhaul
this
swapping
barrier.
to the Echo immediately.
Okay, yeah, they weren't messing with me. I like Fahad on Pharah. I think they saw the double barrier, but...
Brown able to get an early pick on the KDB. That's going to slow down this Pharah's progress. Fahad stuck at half health. They're not going to get a lot of help, if any at all, from their Moira. Overhaul falls to Bees early. I think that's going to be the retreat signal for DuckDuckGoats.
I mean, I think they're gonna swap, right?
Yeah, it looks like Seven's walked back into spawn.
Yeah.
Yep, they're gonna pick out the Reinhardt.
But they wasted about, like, you know, a minute.
That's
30
about a minute
seconds.
gone. That's
That's
a full fight that you just lost.
I won't, you know, I'll believe them. I believe in them. They'll be fine. I believe in them.
Fahad able to get above this in their backline at this point. Looking to pick on the squishies. The damage boost from KDB going to make them really lethal. They forced Rogue Knights back into this point. That is not what they want to have. Last time this happened, DuckDuckGoats was able to get a lot of kills quick. And here it is. Sevens pushes in, gets an early pick on the Rinse. Karoy is down. That's the main healer gone. Karoy back in the fight though. Yellow brings them back. The Chaotic's gone. Now you have literally nothing to combat this Pharah. DuckDuckGoats is just cleaning up now. Karoy finally falls. All that's left. I don't think, is there no, it was just Yellow, and Yellow got trapped off point. As soon as Rogue Knights got pushed into this point, it was over for them. DuckDuckGoats will take Hanamura and keep their series hopes alive.
Yeah, especially, I mean, at the end you saw Hungle pop off there. But yeah, I was like, it's fine. They're gonna be fine. They have Fahad on Pharah. It'll be fine. They can waste as much time as they want, but they'll be fine. And they were. Now let's see this triple right here. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I'm loving Fahad on this DPS. Not gonna lie. I especially love the Pharah. But that tire was huge. I love it. And I feel like Hanamura is just like a very like brawly map, right? And so like if you're not gonna play brawl, I feel like it's instantly like you're gonna lose, you know?
Right.
And especially with, I feel like this is Far Mercy's map, because you have so much room in the air, especially, and
Right.
especially at that choke, you can instantly just take over and turn the tables.
Exactly.
If you have high ground, which is what we saw from Rogue Knights on that first rotation. They were like, we're gonna take high ground, and I think that was the smartest move. And then, as you can tell, you saw Duck Duck Goats just dominate the high ground with the Echo and Pharah. Which, they really did turn that. I'm proud, I believe. And then we see this swap for Rogue Knights. You have Eldrick and Ying on tank, Sean and Rince on DPS, and Yellow and Cat on support. And I'm just gonna double check these SRs. Cause putting it a little bit close. Just gonna double check it real quick for Rogue Knights.
Understood. Go ahead and get all the swaps put in. So it looks like they want to put Sean in. That makes sense. You might expect Fahad to run this Pharah more, and Sean was putting on an absolute clinic when they were on Ashe, so...
Yeah. But so was Brown, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, frick. I messed it up.
Unluck.
And then, last but not least, is Cats. Am I missing something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nope. Okay. Yeah, they're good.
Understood.
And double check that. Just let me know whenever they say they're ready on Duck Duck Codes.
We got readies from Rogue. Just waiting on the ready from
But not Duck
Goats.
Duck, yeah. I'm in. I just want to see this. Like, oh my god. Like, I'm so ready. Like, I'm so ready for this. You don't understand how ready I am to see
Duck Duck Goats does take Fahad out. A swap of notes.
Okay, alright. It's fine. I believe. Joker, make me proud. I believe in you. I think we did see Joker on Pharah, didn't we? Like, for a split second, or am I tweaking? I think I'm tweaking.
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing Joker on Pharah. I do remember seeing Sean on Pharah at a point, though. So,
oh yeah,
still
you're
may
right.
happen.
Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, this map, I see a lot of McCree's pop off, so maybe we'll see.
Right, we got readies.
A McCree pop off. All right, let's do this.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Initiating match.
Gibraltar.
Alright.
So, if, and it's a big if, but if Rogue Knights wanted to treat me to some more dive, this would be a good map to do it.
Right.
Ready.
Hey!
And they will. Okay, but interesting from Duck Duck Goats,
I don't
we
trust it.
see a hog.
Okay.
Zarya. Okay, yeah. You're right. Oh my god, it's a pharmacy! Ah, yes.
I told you. It could still happen, but it's not because of the person I thought they were going to slot in. Uh-oh, you got baited.
I'm gonna cry. But I mean, it's fine because overhauls on McCree. It's fine. It wouldn't have worked. It's fine. It's fine. I think Tracer. I've seen last map we saw Rince's Tracer and it was wrecking. It's gonna go head to head with Joker's Tracer.
Mm-hmm. Look at that nice Tracer
Wowza.
blowing here. Looks like Duck Duck Goat's gonna opt to come out through this cave exit. Not a whole lot of people use that exit nowadays. Gonna speed boost the Tracer up here. Joker and Mystic on a long flank. Gonna try and get Rogue off of this high ground. Here comes the
Oh
boot.
no!
Yep, Mystic able to pick off Cat immediately. However, they do remove Gara from this fight. That could be big. There won't be protective bubbles going on in the team. However, Overhaul able to find Rinse Wash. The trades are going back and forth here. Sean able to get a pick onto Missy. A lot of healing gone. Huge dynamite from Sean right there. Their ultimate bar is just ticking up.
They're giving them a lot of space here. But they kind of
Seven
have
doing a
to,
good job
right?
providing a shield for their team from this high ground. However, it looks like Rinse Wash is back in the fight. Able to get a pick on the Gara immediately. Charge being invested here, not going to find anything, and now Ying going to dive on them, going to get the kill. Joker trying to demech Ying here. However, Ying's getting the Mercy Pocket from Cat. And as I speak, though, Sean able to just pick off most of Duck the Goats.
You know, it makes me nervous when you give them all of this space, and then especially they have Joker on Tracer. If you, especially since you're running a dive, if you leave point, you risk Joker coming in and C9ing.
Right. Here they come, they're on point. Eldritch jumps down, the Diva's gonna follow with. They're not able to get a very quick pick. Overhaul investing ult here, getting DM'd. The bubble falls, but he's not able to find any picks. Rinse Wash with a huge pulse bomb. Able to find both Gara and Missy. I'm starting to think Rinse has something against them.
And you see Overhaul swap to Reaper. Which will allow
I think that makes sense.
Tracer to just run though, you know?
It's gonna let Tracer just run, but it's also gonna keep the tank line in check now. Eldritch isn't gonna be able to get away with these crazy dives into the middle of their team anymore because he's going to be met with these Hellfire shotguns immediately.
I guess now it's just whoever gets the first pick. Oh.
And Eldritch gonna use the Primal here, try to create some chaos. Bomb invested, gonna get blocked by shield. However, Mystic not able to get behind it. They lose Joker and Mystic immediately. Coalescence being invested here, trying to keep Duck Duck Goats alive. However, Rinse Wash still able to damage through it, kill Overhaul. Overhaul does get a late pick on the Eldritch before leaving, and Missy able to get a kill on the yellow.
Are they gonna push back?
It looks like, I don't think they're gonna have a choice here. The respawn advantage is coming through. Mercy's back. However, now a lot of members of Duck Duck Goats have made speed swaps. They're coming back too. And Bob being invested now on the side of Rouge. Is Sean coming up big again? This Bob is doing something.
Expect. And we see Duck Goats instantly start swapping instantly. They know that it's not gonna work, so they instantly started swapping Mystic on Brig. We have 7 swapped
And
to
Joker
Winston
swapped over
Garth.
to McCree. They really want to punish this tank line for getting aggressive. Eldritch falls below half health, gets out alive though. Gonna get pocketed back up by both their supports, so Lucio and the Mercy doing everything they can for this team. Jean's just sat up here on this high ground, getting the damage boost. However, Overhaul's gonna come up here and say hello, and so is 7! They're gonna force Jean down! Ying eating the grab! That's huge! Eldritch able to get the pin on the Missy. Overhaul blossoming on point. That's gonna keep the team away. However, this res from Cat gonna bring Ying back into the fight. If they can remake, that's gonna be huge for the team. Rand's able to get the pick up on Overhaul. There's no longer dive counters with Joker out of this fight. It's gonna be Winston and Zarya, the only things here trying to retake this point. However, they're not getting finally able to pick off Dara.
Oh no.
7's alone on the point here. Is anybody from Duck Goats gonna make it? Barely.
Whoa.
Missy's able to touch and prolong it just a little bit, but not enough. That is an absolutely impressive hold on Gibraltar.
And I was afraid that Duck Goats was with all the swaps they were making, all those speed swaps, they were gonna make it back to point because really all you had for Rogue Knights was Diva and then the supports, I believe, for a little bit there. And then I was afraid Duck Goats was gonna use those speedy swaps to, you know, recontest and regroup up on point. But Rogue Knights was just getting picks after picks after picks, and even though you had all those swaps from Duck Goats, it wasn't enough to help at all. And instantly we see, oh please, don't mess with me with this Pharmacy and Bastion, bro.
They may play it. We saw Sean go Bastion on Hollywood.
Hop off, right? And you see a double shield here from Duck Goats. You see Orisa and Reinhardt. We have Torb, and we have Ashe, Bap, and Moira here.
This
So
Torb
this
turret's
Bastion
not gonna have a fun day when they realize they're going up against the Bastion. It does,
Yeah.
if they decide to stick to this, it does look like they're gonna try and run dive with this Bastion. I don't know if Sean's gonna keep this, because there's nothing except for Cat that's gonna keep this Bastion alive on card.
I mean,
But
think
it looks
about
like they're
it,
gonna,
though.
nope,
Yeah.
there's the swap, they go to Ashe.
Of course.
And Rin's
of
swapping
course.
off of Pharah to Echo. We're both not gonna get
My
what we
heart.
want today.
My heart is broken.
Like, it goes
I mean,
down on
really
this
think about
Reinhardt,
it
but
here.
they're eventually planning to drop down here.
If they just keep pushing this cart,
Rogue's established a presence here on this high ground already. It's forced them
But
back
the
before the cart even got
cart-
around the bend fully. Yellow able to get an early pick on the Joker. That's gonna hurt because now you have nothing to combat this Echo, except for the Torb turret. It's not gonna take much for Echo to melt that down. Or you know your
instantly
dive
we
tanks.
see this dive.
However,
they're gonna
Eldritch
leave
gonna
the
get punished
turret.
finally from Overhaul here on the Torbjorn. This turret's
Oh, wow.
falling weak, but Ying's alone in the back line. This should be a point hold so far for Duck Goats. Sean's in a lot of danger, getting halted. Joker's gonna get this final pick on the Sean.
Wow. I mean, really think about it. They would just let Rogue Knights just let this turret.
Yeah,
do its
nobody
thing,
took care
really.
of the turret.
It's gonna knock them to low, and Joker is just gonna go ham on them and get those last few HP points that he needs. And we see 7 trying to do this slide.
Joker is in a tough position for them to push into if you're on this dive tank line, but they're gonna do it anyways. Sean getting up here onto this high ground, gonna apply pressure, but 7 gets up behind them. Able to finish him off relatively quickly. Shatter coming through, not gonna knock anybody down though. Picks are going in favor here of Rogue though. As soon as I say that though, a huge amount of ults invested from Duck Goats to stop it. And now Sean's
my
back,
gosh,
Sean's
Sean.
getting picks!
They have to focus this payload.
They're not
could've
pushing,
pushed
yeah,
it
we're
so
getting
far.
no progress here. But they are able to win the fight, which is big. That's going to force Duck Goats' hand here. They're going to have to come in and take this half engagement. They have nobody here
Sean
to
is
answer
not
this
gonna
Bastion.
let them.
This is fantastic positioning for this Bastion.
Point.
Again, though, we're leaving the cart behind. Seven
that's what
pushes
you
in
risk with
mostly
guys,
alone
so.
here. Missy trying to keep up, but gets out of position because of it. And now Joker back on the Reaper, but immediately going to be melted down again by the Bastion. Is anybody going to be able to touch? No, they're not. Rogue Knights
I mean,
able
think about it.
to close out the series 3-1 with this win on Gibraltar.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. They had nobody to contest this Bastion. They constantly let him just reign, you know?
Well, when you make these swaps for the dive, and then all of a sudden this Bastion comes in from way downtown, you have no long-range answers for it. Because, like, Overhaul swapped to Torbjorn. That's a mostly short-range. I mean, you've got the primary fire, but you're not doing very much damage with it. That was mostly for the turret and the shotgun. And then you have the Reaper from Joker, who was on Ashe, but as soon as Sean swapped to Bastion, we saw the swap on the Reaper. So they lost most of their contests for this Bastion.
Yeah. But Sean, I've said it once, said it twice, said it 4 times. Just killing it on DPS.
Absolutely. Sean did an I don't even know what kind, just an incredible job tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're on to the MVP talk, so I mean, I'm going to go ahead and put in my vote on DPS for Sean.
Instantly. We know. We know. We knew.
That's not to say the other DPS
knew.
didn't perform well. There were, like,
No,
everybody put in their
are you
work.
kidding? Yeah. I think, honestly,
Chaotic
on the
Phoenix
side of Rogue
on
Knights,
the Junkrat did great. I mean, Rincewash was even playing a really good shadow to Sean.
Yeah, on the side of Rogue Knights, they dominated with their DPS line every single time. Let's be honest. Like, we had Brown, we had Rince with that Tracer. I instantly, you know, they're playing their best characters for the best lineup, for the best match. Like, their synergy right there with this DPS line was incredible. It was incredible.
Absolutely.
And the only reason I just want to give them all MVPs. Just MVPs, Rogue Knights. Here you go. Just take it. Because that was ridiculous, man. And it was amazing.
I agree.
But Sean...
I will say
Sean
Fahad had a really breakout performance on the Pharah. That started giving Rogue Knights a real run for their money, so...
Fahad has my heart.
I still stick to my Sean, though, but, like, Fahad almost brought that series back for them. I think if they had left Fahad in, they actually might have had a better chance, but also, I don't know as much about DuckDuckGoats as DuckDuckGoats knows about DuckDuckGoats.
Yeah, I mean, DuckDuckGoats played wonderfully tonight. They played wonderfully. It was just unlucky. It was the lineup that Rogue Knights was playing against them. Just they really didn't have much of a regroup point on, especially on the last map. They didn't give you enough time to regroup. You guys kept staggering, and that's all you can do. You know, that was just unlucky, unfortunate. But overall, like, you guys played wonderfully. But yeah, Sean, amazing, beautiful.
Let's move on to the tank line. So we had quite a few really good plays, but like the ones that I think like Ying did really well, Eldritch did really well, and Lee did really well too. Lee was making a lot of openings happen for DuckDuckGoats did not exist before Lee either was able to re-enter the fight or just kind of kept Rogue Knights from coming in. Ying did a great job supporting Eldritch all series long when they did have Eldritch to work with. Especially when they were diving, like, Ying did a great job making sure Eldritch was able to get to their dive destination without taking as much, if any, damage at all. And obviously, like, the huge, like, grab eat on Gibraltar, that was potentially a point saving.
I was gonna say, I think Lee did a great job, but I think Eldritch carried on, what was it, Hollywood?
Yeah.
Like, that breakout, breakout performance. Amazing. It was beautiful on that Orisa. And I don't know, man, I don't see a lot of Orisas, you know, play that good. Other than you, of course. Of course. But, it was really good. I don't know. I'll give that to you. It's up to you.
I'm for Eldritch. Eldritch did great.
Okay. So we have Eldritch and Sean.
So for the support line, I'm like, I'm torn between KDB and Mystic Angel. Mystic Angel was able, when they were playing Ana, they did a great job getting antis off that were huge for the team. Like, their Ana was just absolutely crazy. And they also did a really good job on Lucio. They did a good job supporting flanks. Even on Gibraltar, we saw them able to use... they were playing with their Tracer, able to get to the high ground. They went up and actually assassinated Cat, who was the Mercy pocketing Sean, and kind of helped them get around that bend easier.
I mean, we expected this from Mystic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's amazing.
Also, like, KDB just, as usual, solid Mercy play. Did a really good job with heal prioritization, damage boost prioritization, getting clean reses off. Just really, really consistent.
Yeah, I think, you know, especially with KD, she did a great job in following, like you could, there were a couple times on Hollywood where you saw, where I think I commented on this already, where you saw Overhaul and, who was playing with Overhaul? Who was playing with Overhaul? I don't remember. But it was that DPS line that I commented on, kept flanking, and Katie did a great job with, I could tell she called it out too. Like, she called out, like, hey, I'm gonna go pocket our DPS while they flank to try and get some picks, and she did just that, right? Like, and the final time, right, where it worked, and she did a great job damage boosting and healing the rest of her team. She flew back immediately when her team was in trouble. So, yeah, I'm gonna give this to you. I think we expected this from Mystic Angel.
I'm dumping support on you.
No, stop. I chose tank. I said that.
No,
and
you passed it off to me.
I can't do this. I can't.
Fine, Katie.
Okay. All right. Katie, that was fast. That was instant. I didn't even have to say anything. Okay, yeah. So great job to our MVPs. We have Katie on support. For Duck Duck Goats, we have Rogue Knights, Sean, and Eldritch for tank and DPS. Great job. Great game, honestly. Loved commentating
really
on it.
Back and forth
Beautiful
series. Good match to commentate on.
Great plays from... Great plays from both teams, honestly. It was incredible, so...
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you had a lovely time watching these two teams clash.
Wait! Let me say one thing. Beautiful, amazing, perfect, flawless. Mwah. Alright, you can continue.
Okay. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you guys attend the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Night.